Stylish, articulate, a penchant for perfection, and an absolute delight to talk to is Apsara Oswal, fashion stylist turned entrepreneur and founder of a very fab boutique in Singapore, MYthology. Her journey to MYthology, her aspirations, what sets her apart. A candid chat with Apsara in her very beautiful home in Singapore. Well, I have to say, I was surrounded by beauty all afternoon. Come, let's chat with Apsara. Like she says, every garment has a story to tell. Let's find out what's hers. Okay, hi Apsara.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm really good. Thank you for coming.
And thank you for talking to us on LetsThinkAloud.com.
My pleasure.
Starting from the beginning, were you always interested in styling, grooming, fabrics? Was Apsara always interested in stuff related to fashion?
I think I was. I mean, my dad's family is very academical and my mom's family is very artistic. So I think I had a little bit of it in me all the time. But I have to say, coming from an Indian family, they said, oh, study something that'll get you a good job. So I went and I studied economics, got married really early and, realized I didn't want to power the economy. So after I had the kids, I kind of just wanted to wind down and do something a little more creative. And when we moved to Bombay, I went to this party where Anuradha Mahindra was hosting the event, and she loved this dress that I was wearing, and I still have that dress with me. And she came up to me and she was like, so what are you up to, and I love what you're wearing, are you interested in working in the fashion industry? And I said, well, I've never thought of it. And the only experience I had in the arts before this was this short diploma that I did on film appreciation, just for fun, because I've always admired and loved watching films. So anyway, so she said, well, why don't you come down to the office and see, if you like the atmosphere and if you can contribute anything. So I was like, yeah, why not? And I actually did go, and there was no turning back from there. I loved the buzz, I loved just the aura, the feel, how everyone was working. It's full of lovely people that were very helpful, creative, and the energy was just so uplifting. I was addicted from day one. And I have to say, I got really lucky because the job fell into my lap. I think Verve is one of the leading and one of the oldest lifestyle and fashion magazines. And I was like, okay, I'd be stupid not to take this up for the experience. So I did. And I worked as a fashion stylist there for 3.5, 4 years almost, where we got to conceptualize, style, edit, direct, the works basically. So it teaches you a lot. And yeah, I mean, that's where it all started. And this was 8 years ago. And I think I've been in the industry since then. Yep.
Fantastic. So you started off as a stylist and you are an entrepreneur today. Taking from your journey as a stylist, were there any things that you had to unlearn, or the things that really helped you from your experience as a stylist to MYthology?
I think when you want to grow and evolve in any field, there's a process of learning and unlearning. You need to be open to changes. You need to be open to, what you're seeing. You need to be diverse and you need to be dynamic. So, of course, the process of unlearning and learning is it's a constant. The fashion scene in India is slightly different from the fashion scene here. So when I opened MYthology, I had to primarily keep Singapore sensibilities in my mind. There are days and times where I see these really crazy, psychedelic, quirky collections and I'm enticed and I want to buy it. But, I know it might not work. So right now with MYthology, it's a toss between satisfying me creatively, yet sustaining it as a business. So, I think what I need to unlearn is that there are things that might seem right to the fashion world on the whole and might look great in the glossies, but it's not always, what you can sell. So, to get away from that and try and be a little more business oriented and enterprising and try and bring in collections that clients here really want, yet giving them something different, and that's kind of not in the malls, or a slightly different flair of fashion, but basically keeping their sensibilities in mind, I guess. Yeah.
Perfect. So you have kept the sensibilities in mind and you have started MYthology. You've done a lot of magazine shoots, you've styled for a TV show. So what is the aim or vision of MYthology?
I think our aspirations try to grow and change from time to time. Right now, and since we started, what we want to do is basically be a pedestal for designers that don't have the financial reach or don't have the right channel to market their, clothes and accessories over here. We love working with designers that are enterprising yet humble. There's nothing worse than chasing designers for line sheets. We like working with designers that appreciate the business that we give them, that are efficient. Of course, there's the design and style of their clothes is of utmost importance. It has to meet our aesthetic sensibilities. But other than that, we look for a certain kind of quality, especially if the outfit's expensive, it needs to meet a certain quality mark. So as long as some of these prerequisites are met, we're happy to bring the designer in. I think there's plenty of talent out there that are not yet discovered and are looking at widening their market in different, regions of the world. And these are the ones that we want to hunt down. I'm always at fashion weeks looking for rookies that are eager to display their clothes in Singapore. And so that's what MYthology aspires to do, basically. But other than that, of course, we want our clients over here in Singapore or tourists that are visiting Singapore to, look at it as an iconic store eventually, So we want to build the reputation of, you can love it or hate it, but you can't ignore it kind of a thing. So, of course, it's hard to satisfy everybody because we have only so much space, but we would like people to come in and enjoy the shopping experience. The whole idea of it being brick and mortar is because it's a tactile industry. We want people to come and have a feel of the place, the shopping experience. So that's what we aim to do, basically, to have like an approachable yet luxurious and affordable shopping experience for our clients, and to come in knowing that they're going to find something different here. One of the things that sets us apart is that the designers that we choose are exclusively retailing with us. I can safely say at least 98% of them are only retailing in MYthology. Another factor is that we like to encourage designers to produce stuff, apparel made in natural fabrics, or we prefer to buy clothes made in natural fabrics, and where there's a little bit of artisan involved. Donna Karen says it really well. She says that it's always nice to buy a little bit of artisan, because it has so much soul in it. Anything that's hand embellished or embroidered or handmade, has so much positive energy in it, and it's lovely to be able to be a part of that and connect with that and wear that.
Perfect. MYthology is a boutique that sells or that markets its clothes the conventional way. There are a lot of boutiques that are coming up globally that are going to e-commerce, but MYthology still hasn't taken the e-commerce route. Is there a specific reason why MYthology still wants to stick to the conventional way?
That's a really good question, actually, because when I was conceptualizing the store idea, most people said you should just go online, it's what's coming in tomorrow and whatever. You can call me old school, but I still think I'm one of those shoppers that would like to walk into a store to buy something. And for me to be able to do something, conscientiously, I thought that it had to be something that I could relate to. And for now, I can only relate to a brick and mortar shopping experience. Not that I'm saying I don't shop online. I mean, there are lots of things that, when I have a dearth of time, I'd probably go online and look for it. But to me, fashion is art. It's something that you might want to try on and feel or get a second opinion, or, for example, a pair of jeans, right? I mean, you will never know what it feels like on you unless you go and try it on. So like I said, it being like a tactile business and industry, I still think that the connect between an outfit and a person is very important. Though online stores are doing a great job nowadays, with the way they're presenting stuff, sometimes, the color and the fit and the style that you expected does not turn out to be what it is online. And not only that, for me, the most important part was to be able to connect with my clients one-on-one. It's important that people are walking into a space and feeling the energy and picking up something, So, these are the small things that I had in mind. I'd love to see MYthology online one day, just so I could reach a wider audience. But as of now, I'm pretty happy with the way we're operating. Yeah.
But which is very true what you said, because a lot of people love online shopping, but you really want to feel the stuff before you buy it and not just see it. So how do you stay ahead of the competition? Because there's so many boutiques opening up globally, there's so many designers. So how do you make sure that MYthology is out there ahead of the rest?
I think right now, because we're just about 2 years old, we're focusing more in the Southeast Asian region and not so much globally. To stay ahead of the competition, well, number one, I don't like being in competition with anyone else, because we like to think of ourselves as a one-off store which is trying to do something different. And I think there's enough space in the market for each and everyone to do their own thing. Having said that, you know, the so-called competition does keep you on your toes, and you want to in some way be better than them. I think for us, more than, you know, the choice of words should be different and not better. We're trying to be slightly different. There's plenty of talent out there, honestly, to scout out, you know, that the other stores are not, you know, stocking. So I think we persevere to basically, you know, hunt those designers down that do not actually have a presence here yet, and, you know, see what they can offer and try and introduce them to the market over here. And, you know, we do our research constantly to see what's out there in the malls, what the other stores are keeping, so that we can constantly try to stay slightly different. One of the things that MYthology focuses on as well is designer Indian wear, which a lot of stores in Singapore, not many stores in Singapore are doing. So, you know, we keep a stock of very different fusion and Indian wear as well. So yeah, some of the smaller things like that we try to, you know, keep as a constant, just to keep the store on the radar.
But Apsara, how do you keep yourself, which is, I think, not only a question for you, but for most designers out there, most boutique owners, how do you keep yourself up to date fashionably? Like, what's in, what's out? Because for a normal layperson to know what to wear today or to know what to wear for the next party is like a thought, okay, what's in? But you have to be updated all the time. So how do you manage to do that?
Well, just like every other job, it's a part of my job to just know what the pulse is, what's happening worldwide. You know, I talk to a lot of bloggers, I read a lot of magazines, I read a lot of blogs. I have a lot of friends in the fashion industry. I travel a lot. So I think I've been blessed to have all these things that I'm able to do to, you know, make sure that we're on the pulse with what's happening. Having said that, we do aspire to be not only just a trendy boutique, we aspire to be a timeless boutique where people can come and choose outfits which probably won't go out of fashion, and that they could wear whenever, wherever, because, you know, people have become a little more, you know, they want to shop smartly, not just, you know, fashionably. So we keep things like that in mind. I have been actually blessed to have a great circuit worldwide, if I can say so, where I get information about what colors are coming in fashion, you know, what are the trends, what are the styles, you know. I have some great editor friends and blogger friends that we're always talking, and I guess it's a process of brainstorming and trying to keep an open mind and, you know, being informed and, you know, just being in touch. And I guess everybody in any profession that they're in, it's just a part of what you do, and I thoroughly enjoy it, so it never seems like work to me. So it's kind of like, you know, having a conversation with someone and you find out all these new things that are in, and it's great, you know. It's just what we do, so it's not really stress at all for me.
You really are very passionate about fashion. So we're gonna get rid of the serious interview and we're gonna get into a fun section, and I have a quick pod for you. You have to answer really quickly, you can't take time. Okay, the biggest fashion faux pas according to you?
Matching from head to toe. That was an easy one.
A designer who totally inspires you?
Heather Ackerman.
Okay, your motto in life?
God, that keeps changing a lot, but I think, okay, for now, it's basically do what you want to do and do it well.
Okay, dress comfortably or dress fashionably?
Always fashionably, but comfortably, fashionably.
MYthology to you is?
It's my heart and soul, it's my creative process, it's my baby, and it's basically my energizing factor.
Fabulous. Finally, thinking aloud to you is?
Thinking aloud to me is, well, you know, I'm a very articulate and expressive person, so I think thinking aloud to me would be self-expression.
Thank you so much, Apsara. It was wonderful talking to you.
Oh my gosh, this was so much fun. Thank you for interviewing me.